Hi guys, welcome to a day in the life where I will show you guys what I eat in a day to gain slim, thick, lean, gain muscle during this quarantine. I know quarantine is almost over, but still, most of us are still stuck at home. So now it is 8 a.m. Yeah, I haven't ate for over 2.5 hours. I always like to do some sort of fasting and do the hardest part of the day, which is called a deep work session. I like to do a fasting, super focused, concentrated routine before I start my breakfast, because after breakfast, our brains just start to be more sleepy, but that's even more after lunch. But anyways, I like to do that routine. You don't necessarily have to do it. And now let's get headed for our breakfast. While breakfast is preparing, I'm going to do a little bit of makeup because that just sets the tone of the day. A little more well put together. Not feel like a slum being at home all day, even though I don't need to worry about whether I need to have makeup on or not. I'm comfortable in front of the camera with no makeup, putting on some moisturizer. I don't like to use a lot of foundation or makeup. I just put a bit of it near my eyes. Check out the eggs during the process. Continue. Makeup is done. Only took me 5 minutes or so. So, for anyone who wants to gain muscle or lose weight, my top recommendation to maintain quality muscle or grow quality muscle would be to have protein with every meal. I'd like to have 20 grams of protein, and for me, I'm having 4 eggs, so that's around 24 grams of protein. In total, you should be aiming for around 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight if you are a girl, and if you're a guy, it's around like 1.6 minimum. Also, a high protein breakfast will keep you full and satiated. So if you're a weight loss client and just wants to have more sustainable energy throughout the day, try having a protein rich diet. And before, I used to be more plant-based, and back then I would have like oatmeal with protein powder on it. And now I am also having some fruit. And this fruit, in particular cantaloupe, it is high in citrulline, and that is an amino acid which helps with the nitric oxide pathway. That means your blood vessels will dilate more, meaning they open up more, and so when you work out, your muscles have more energy before they exhaust, and that means because you have more energy, you'll be able to work out even harder. That will contribute to your muscle gain. So just a little quick tip for that. Also, some people say avoid carbs and all that, but honestly, I just have a balanced intake of carbs. I have carbs with like almost every meal because they just give me energy, and also having fruit, having a little bit here and there isn't bad. If they replace the high sugary dense food, it will actually help you even reduce the adiposity, meaning your fat levels, even more. Having fruit instead of high sugary dense food such as cereal or donut or granola bars, like it's a lot better. So that would be my breakfast tip of the day. And this is my to-do slash action list, and these are the little time visualization. So I counted them, count every hour of the day, how many hours I have each day, and that comes down to 14 hours, which are not sleeping hours. And then I write them down, and I just use them like pie charts. So one big circle would be 10 hours. That just helps me visualize on what task I am doing a lot more on in a day, and reflect back later whether it is even that efficient or not, where I am wasting my time. That would be a little efficiency productivity tip. This is my lunch: lentil, salmon, brown rice, and I like to squeeze some lemon on all this.
Regardless of how much profit you make, you can borrow, of course, but money acquired in dire circumstances is almost always the most expensive kind of money you can get. Knowing where the money is
workout is done and I went out for a walk, and now it's 6 p.m. I know time flies so fast, especially when you're enjoying. And I've been enjoying because I have been drawing, which was actually a long time hobby that I gave up when I was young. But long story short, right now I'm back onto it, just drawing things and uploading those artwork on websites like Etsy. So fitness tip. The second tip, which is actually the most important point for you if you are on any diet plan, is to look at your calories. Whether you are on a calorie surplus or maintenance, or whether you are on a calorie deficit, because no matter what exercise you're doing, no matter how special the meal plan is, what the composition are, if your calories are different from your goal, you're not going to get the goal that you want. That is why I recommend you to track calories just a little bit. You don't have to be fretting about all the numbers. Like, I don't want you to be anxious just from tracking the numbers. You just have to look at it a little bit, especially at the start of a diet program, to see whether you're putting everything in right. Okay, moving to a better place for lighting. So tracking a little bit from a scientific standpoint, it is all about energy in, energy out. Energy out. It is the thermodynamic balance. If they are balanced, then your weight is going to be stable. Calories should be the most important, and that is shown in diet pyramid. Calorie makes up the base of any diet, and after that comes the macronutrient. Whether you are having enough protein, what your carbs or fat ratio are, they matter less compared to the calories. Consider the fact when you are consuming oil, lots of oil, but oil is still less than your daily maintenance energy. You're still going to lose weight even though your fat intake is too much. So that is why macros come secondary to your calories. We all should be striving to meet sufficient protein, of course, because without the protein, our bodies cannot build the muscle. They will not have the enough amino acids, which are the building blocks to make muscle. For carbs and fat, I don't like to recommend what I eat to someone else because your body may work differently from mine, and that is the same for anyone, whether they have amazing physique online or not. Like, you shouldn't be striving to shoot for what someone eats exactly. Play around with what works for you. Try experimenting it for carbs and fat, and just have enough protein. The third level for the diet pyramid is micronutrients. Of course, micronutrients are important for health, but if you want to gain muscle, for example, if you're not having enough calories, you're not still going to gain muscle, even if you may be having such a variety of meals with so many micronutrients. Of course, micronutrients are important for us to maintain healthy, and that is why I like to recommend a colorful spectrum of diet. Every day your diet should have as many colors as possible, which are not from natural sources. I'm not talking about artificial dyes. And after that comes meal timing, meal frequency. Whether you're fasting or not, it doesn't matter that much. Calories should be the main important thing. And last but not least, the little mini thing that you should be worried about is supplements. Supplements, they don't matter that much. Every day we're bombarded with so many advertisements on the supplement about what to take, what you would be missing out on, and you may sometimes have FOMO thinking that you won't build that much muscle because you're not taking those supplements. But actually, supplements don't matter that much. And for me personally, I only take protein powder just because it's a macronutrient that needs to be met, and I only take creatine. And I actually don't even take any pre-workout or caffeine. I stopped caffeine completely for like 2 months. Actually, that does pretty good to my energy levels. They spike up naturally without depending on the caffeine. Yeah, so that would be my diet strategies, and I'll lead you upstairs. And this is what I am having for dinner: chicken curry, carrots, bok choy stir fry, brown rice.
Now my third diet tip is to
Drink coconut water full of sugar.
But seriously, it is to shoot for long-term sustainability over your short-term goals. What you see on social media these days are diet like,
Do this diet for 20 days and you're going to lose 10 pounds.
of course, these type of diets are going to be popular because they're clickbaity. You're gonna click on it because we are impatient, just want to see instant results, and we just want these
magical,
life-changing results. However, is this going to be sustainable long-term? The answer is no. That is because your body is going to be in a shock mode. Of course, you will lose some weight at first from losing all that water weight and losing all the muscle weight as well, because your body will be eating the muscle in order to preserve and hold on to as much fat as it can. And after that, it's going to be on a plateau phase. You're not going to see any more weight changes back again because your body is so resistant holding onto the fat. And then after that, once you start eating a little bit more and more over again, you're going to regain all the weight that you've lost before. Actually, you may even gain even more weight more than before. This sort of situation makes sense because during the primitive times, your body needs all that energy in order for you to stay alive, or else you're gonna be eaten by all those tigers. So instead, it'll just try to store the fat. Fat has more energy than muscle. Why have all that muscle hanging around? But now in this day and age, of course, this is not what we want. And that is the reason why some people, after having anorexia, they come back out of those crash diets and they regain all that weight, have a very high body fat percentage, even if they weigh like 100 pounds. That is why I'm not a huge proponent of going for crazy bulking, crazy cutting diet sort of thing. I like to sip coconut water sometimes, and most of the time I meal prep. I eat healthy as much as I can, and sometimes I would have the sort of unhealthy food here and there, but not too much. It's all about balance. And when you want to gain muscle or when you want to lose fat, you have to go do it very strategically by not making it so dramatic. Going to reduce the calories a little by little or gain a little by little, week after week, track them, and then measure your progress. Sometimes these crazy diet plans can affect your mental health as well, because imagine what you would be thinking all day if you don't have enough food to eat. Your body would be craving all that food and you can't do anything else in the day. Ask yourself how your diet is affecting your mental health. Are you getting overwhelmed from all that mental health, getting all that headache? If you are, and if you keep failing over and over again, like that is probably not the diet that you should be seeking for. Overall, I hope all this makes sense and give you a guidance on how you can be healthier and happier and live an abundant, vibrant life. That is it for what I eat in a day, as well as some of the informative fitness tips and advice. I hope you gained a lot of information, a lot of value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it so far, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. And I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you on my next video.
We go, and let the roller coaster ride.